Hello, I'm Carol Coy, Director General for the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN. STATIN is Jamaica's National Statistics Office and is the primary provider of official statistical information for the country. The Institute is an agency of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service and was established under the Statistics Act 1984. STATIN provides a wide range of data on the social, economic, and the general conditions of the Jamaican people. This information is used by the government, academia, and the business community to guide planning, program development, fiscal policy, and investment decisions. Statistics provided by STATIN include gross domestic product, or the GDP, which measures the country's economic performance, Consumer Price Index, or the CPI, which measures movement in consumer prices to produce the inflation rate for the country. The Producer Price Index, which tracks producer prices in the manufacturing and mining industries. The Merchandise Trade Data, which provides detailed information on imports and exports of products. The Labor Force Survey tracks unemployment and employment in the economy. The Demographic Statistics, which provides estimates of the population size, its distribution, and composition between censuses. A population census may be defined as the complete process of planning, gathering, compiling, and publishing information on the people of a country or a specific area at the smallest geographic area. The census provides information on the population size, the age and sex and structure, where people live, their level of education, their employment status, and other characteristics. In short, it relates to information on the total count of the population and its features. A housing census is the entire process of planning, collecting, compiling, and publishing information relating to the number and condition of housing units at a specified time and area. It also provides information on facilities available to the households, living quarters, and the occupants within that specified period. Jamaica boasts a rich history of census dating back to the 19th century. The first census was undertaken in 1844 as part of an enumeration exercise that was conducted throughout the Caribbean from 1841 to 1844. After the 1844 census, 4 decennial censuses, that is, one census every 10 years, were conducted between 1861 and 1891. The need for statistical information to assist policymakers following the implementation of adult suffrage in 1944 led to the passing of the Statistics Act of 1946. This act gave birth to the Central Bureau of Statistics, a forerunner for STATIN. In preparation for the implementation of adult suffrage, the Bureau was given the responsibility to undertake the 1943 census data to determine the size of the population. STATIN, in keeping with its mandate to undertake any census in Jamaica, conducts the population and housing census at 10-year intervals. The 2022 census will be the 15th census undertaken in Jamaica. The last census was done in 2011, and this current round was initially planned for 2021, but was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The population and housing census is one of the most important sources of statistics for a country. It is the only statistical product that provides certain social, demographic, and economic information at the lowest geographic level on the population and housing characteristics. Census data are used by policymakers entrepreneurs, researchers, civil society groups, faith-based organizations, the private sector community, and the general public to make informed decisions.
The census is a vital source of national data for decision making. Since the last population and housing census was taken in 2011, many changes may have taken place in the population and housing stock in Jamaica. This 2022 population and housing census will help to assess those changes. It will provide baseline information for the development of plans, policies, and programs to improve the economic and social conditions of Jamaicans. Decisions concerning the allocation of resources to healthcare, education, housing, transportation, other infrastructural development, and business planning are informed by census data. So our children's next school, your community health center or hospital, and even your future job might be decided based on the data you collect during this census. And that is why you count, me count, all of we count.
Statin has innovative plans for the 2022 population and housing census, including implementing new data collection methods that will make it easier to achieve the census goal of counting everyone only once.
Since the first census was conducted in Jamaica in 1884, data collection has been done using a paper-based approach. Fast forward 138 years to 2022, Statin will be conducting the data collection exercise for the 2022 population and housing census using tablet computers. This is a historic milestone as we seek to take full advantage of new approaches and technological advancements. There are several benefits to be gained from using computer-assisted personal interviews, including a reduction in data collection time, reduced errors, and the ability to produce results in a much shorter time. By accepting the call to be a part of the 2022 population and housing census, you are helping us create history. Note that while the tablets are in your care, they are your responsibility, so don't mash them up.
As a census taker, you play a vital part in the census operations. You have been tasked with the job of taking the 2022 population and housing census of every household in an assigned enumeration district, ED. 7,000 field workers will be employed on the census as supervisors or census takers.
The population and housing census is a huge undertaking that requires the participation of every individual in every household within Jamaica. The census reaches people from densely populated urban areas to the most rural communities. As a census taker, you play a significant role in executing the data collection process. The information obtained on the census questionnaires will only be accurate if the information that you collect is honest and correct. Therefore, we are depending on you to execute your role efficiently and complete your questionnaires as instructed. In this training, you will be provided with the necessary information and material required for this job. Listen keenly, read carefully, ask questions, raise those concerns, and most of all, master the material. Remember, the data collected in the census will be used to make decisions that will impact you, your family, your community, and all of Jamaica. Remember, during this 2022 population and housing census, you count, me count, all of we count.
Every effort must be made to obtain complete and exact answers to questions and record these accurately according to your instructions. The accuracy and high quality of the census data depend mainly on the interest you take in your job as a census taker and the thoroughness with which you and your fellow census takers perform your tasks. You therefore hold a key position in this important undertaking. The census is being taken under the Statistics Act, which requires that all persons in Jamaica provide information to you, the census taker, acting as an agent for the census officer. It also requires that all information collected in the census be kept confidential. Your employment status is directed by the policies and guidelines of the Institute, and in some cases the government of Jamaica. When you accept the job of census taker, you will be required to take an oath of secrecy that you will complete your assignment and never reveal any census information to anyone other than a sworn employee of the census organization.
Statin is mandated by law to ensure the security, confidentiality, and integrity of all information captured during the census. If you are employed to work on the census, you will have a legal obligation to keep all information confidential. Information can only be shared with your supervisors, the census officer, or other authorized employees of Statin. Keep your passwords private and do not share any information with family or friends. In this line of work, your integrity is of utmost importance. If you breach confidentiality, there are penalties under the law, so do the right thing. Thank you for accepting the call to work as a census taker in the 2022 Population and Housing Census. We are excited to have you on board. As we continue to adapt to the global pandemic, we encourage you to stay safe and continue to observe all COVID-19 protocols. Are you ready for the 2022 Population and Housing Census? We are, and we hope you are too. Remember, you count, me count, all our count. Good luck and see you soon.
We are counting on you to help us count every person in Jamaica. Thank you again for coming on board to execute a project of great national significance. Remember to observe COVID-19 protocols and stay safe. Welcome to the 2022 Population and Housing Census team. Remember, you count, me count, all we count.